Equal Energy's Chief Executive, Don Klapko, is with us to discuss some of the questions that shareholders have raised about Equal's strategic review and the company's plans for the future. Don, thank you for being with us. Why did Equal embark on this strategic review?
Well, it was quite interesting. Equal Energy was in a situation where there was a gap between the share trading price and the value of the organization, the underlying assets. And we wanted to close this perceived value gaps. So we entered in on May 3rd, 2012, a strategic review process to collapse this gap of trading price versus underlying asset value.
And what was accomplished?
Well, the outcome was great, because what we accomplished wasn't necessarily clear in the beginning of the process, but as we worked it, and with a lot of patience and a lot of heavy lifting by the Equal Energy team, we were able to sell 4 different assets on 4 different deals for accumulation of $130 million. This is huge, because we took our debt and working capital from about $150 million down to $23 million. That's a huge change to the balance sheet.
And you were also keen during this process to avoid past mistakes, weren't you?
Yes, absolutely. In our predecessor company, Terra Energy Trust, under the previous management team, we got ourselves into a pickle by having way too much distribution or dividend to our shareholders. In fact, it was like 6 cents a share per month, and that was an unsustainable model. And we vow not to repeat that mistake again. So we're more of a prudent, balanced approach. We're going to get into our keep in alignment with our debt here.
And what are the benefits there for Equal Energy shareholders?
Well, the benefit is we have a pristine balance sheet that we can move forward with. We have a 1 asset play that happens to be a liquids-rich Oklahoma Hunting play, where it's a resource play with about 45% of its production in natural gas liquids, where we've got a success rate on the last 70 wells we drilled of 95% success rate. And, you know, it's a multi-year inventory in front of us. Like, we've got a typical year we can drill 10 wells with 1 rig, and we've got over 50 wells in our inventory, identified locations. So this is an excellent play with excellent return. In fact, the returns are so good, even at current strip price. We ran our model on December 14th, and at current strip prices, the returns at that level are better than if we were to do a share buyback at $3.60 a share. That's how good the returns are. And they only get better as the NGL prices recover.
What lies ahead for Equal Energy?
What lies ahead is really focusing ourselves on the Oklahoma asset. We're looking at shutting down our basically our Canadian office and operations, which we sold off, and we're reestablishing our leadership team in Oklahoma. And we're out on interviews and recruiting for leadership positions in the finance, the engineering, and the geological function.
And you're reviewing the board composition as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. Equal Energy is not the same as it was a few months ago. We're only U.S. production entity right now, so we've got to take another look at the board composition here. And you know, one of our desires as we look at our board metrics is to, you know, potentially bring some folks on to the board with extensive oil and gas experience in the U.S. mid-continent area of operation.
And finally, do you have any message for Equal Energy shareholders?
Well, the message is very simple. We're setting ourselves up for intermediate to long-term success. This isn't just some sort of a financial wizardry for a short-term pop that's unsustainable. We want to move it forward in a very calculating manner to where we have a good shareholder return, and with a little bit of patience and some natural gas liquids recovery, I believe that the shareholders are really going to be rewarded.
Thank you for your time, Don.
Well, thank you very much for having me.